Hunter McCamey here with Chris Adams, and we're back for part 2 in Angler's Perspective into rod building. Part 1 we touched on tools of the trade. We got our CRB hand wrapper, our hand dryer, Pro Coat, Pro Paste, all the essential tools for about $100,
About 100.
Give or take. And that's all the tools you basically need to get started to build your custom rod. Now for part 2, we're going to start with the assembly.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk to you about how we're going to put all these components together on this rod. So we've got a fighting butt that's going to glue on from the end. We've got a rear grip, we've got a reel seat, and we've got a foregrip. Now, I'm not somebody that uses a foregrip, but we're going to talk about all the options and the components in the next 1 or 2 parts of the series moving on. So to glue these up, we're going to use that Pro Paste. That's a paste style epoxy. I mix it up with popsicle sticks and a piece of cardboard. It's a 50-50 mix. You just measure it out, mix it up. It takes 2-3 minutes, mix it together, and then we're going to put it on the blank and we're going to slide the fighting butt on. We're going to also apply it on the blank where your rear grip and your reel seat are going to go, and those are going to come down over the tip. So it's going to slide down, lock in place, and you just clean that up, and we let that sit overnight. Don't be in a rush to do this whole rod in one night.
Yeah, don't try to knock it out. This is a custom rod and it's yours. Don't try to knock it out all in one night. Especially too, it's best if you let this glue sit overnight. It will harden up, and you don't have to worry about coming back the next day or maybe a few hours later if you just did it. And maybe you bumped against your rod building bench or something, and the grip moves.
Yeah, you don't want to mess it up, so just glue it up. Take some 91% rubbing alcohol and clean up all the seams and everything where you might have had some glue squeeze out, because you want that. You want it to be. I'm not shy with epoxy.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not at all. So I coat it up, fit it. It's going to squeeze out, so just clean it up. And then from there, we come back the next night and we're going to run up our guides.
Yep, absolutely. The next step, started from the bottom, working our way to the top. After you use your Pro Paste to glue up your handles and your reel seat, the next part is you're going to wrap your guides. We'll use our CRB hand wrapper, and it's very easy. We typically use either masking tape, or Mudhole's got a great option, the guide tubing. Guide tubing it's a plastic material. It kind of looks like
it's the air hose on. It pretty much looks like the air hose on like a fish tank.
Yeah, exactly.
We take it. They've got different sizes, and we cut little donuts, and then we slide it down, and you can put the guide foot underneath it, and it'll hold it.
Yep. It's just another additional option besides masking tape. It holds really well. It's quick, easy, and when you're done, you'll start. Typically, we'll wrap from the left to right, and when you're wrapping, I'll use this rod for instance. When you're wrapping, start from the left to the right. You'll work up the guide foot, and when you get about halfway or so, you want to cut your masking tape or your guide tubing, and then after that, wrap to the edge, and we'll tie it off.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll wrap each guide as you move up, and then you're going to come back. You'll put your rod in the rod dryer, and then that's where you're going to turn it on. We talked about it being 9 RPM, so it's slow moving, but it keeps that self-leveling Pro Coat, which is your rod finish.
Yep.
So you'll put that in, switch it on. You're going to take and mix up your rod finish and come back and apply it.
Yep, and you'll apply that to the guide wraps. Also, if you put a hook keeper on, apply it to the guide wrap there, and as well as your decal.
Yeah, you can get all kinds of decals. I mean, you can get American flags, you can get fish, you could get a custom decal. I think even Mudhole will do, if you've got a cool logo, or if you want to do custom rods by Chris Adams, you can put that on, but you want to finish over that. The finish has a UV coat in it, and it's going to protect that.
Yeah, and that's just a quick rundown on assembly. We started from the butt of the rod, with our grips, our reel seat, our foregrip, working up towards the guide wraps and your 2-part Pro Coat finish. And like I said, and Chris had mentioned that earlier, don't try to knock this out all in one day. If you have to, that's fine. If you got to fish the next day, you got a big tournament, knock it out, that's fine. It's best though if you let your Pro Paste set up overnight, let your Pro Coat wrap overnight. That's essential. But that's a quick rundown on your basic assembly.
Absolutely. The next video we're going to talk about choosing components, and we're going to just break this rod down from blank to reel seat to guides. And we're going to tell you guys what we pick for all of our components and what else is out there.
Yep. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have questions, feel free to comment below. And also, throw us some suggestions. But stay tuned. We have more on the way. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.